Konichiwa. Hi everyone, Yakety Thak here. In this video I'm going to show you the little bit of the Japanese writing that I've been practicing. And Japan is a very unique island nation with a rich history, very vibrant culture, and three different alphabets, if you will. They're not really alphabets, but they're symbols. And this is a cursive looking one called the hiragana. Okay? And right next to the hiragana, this is my favorite fact about Japan. 1 in 1,500 people are over the age of 100 years old. 1 in 1,500 Japanese people. 80,000 plus people in Japan are over 100 years old. Okay, so here's the Sino-Japanese numbers and how to write it in their script. Okay, and this is just the Romanized words. I didn't take the time to write down if you're happy and you know it yet in the Japanese script because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it in the katakana, a hiragana. But this is a really fun song, especially in Japanese. And shiawasa nara te wo tatako, clap your hands, okay? Now the thing about Japanese is there's not many languages to my knowledge that are like it. There may be, but it's what's called mora-timed. So every syllable has the exact same duration that you would pronounce it. So in English you would say opportunity, and that tunity is stressed. Whereas in Japanese you would say opportunity. There is no length duration at any time to any of their syllables. And this is their other secondary called katakana, and this is my favorite to practice the Japanese writing in. I'm very, very happy about how I was able to copy it down considering I had never done it before in my life. And these are the native Japanese numbers in their third script called the kanji. And I haven't got into the kanji yet. Okay? And here's their national anthem. And this is the first Japanese writing I've ever done. So you can see it's a little sloppy and I wasn't sure of certain things or whatnot. But it's the Kimigayo, and I learned this song actually when I was a 10-year-old boy in school, when I had a teacher in grade 5 that we studied feudal Japan, and we would sing the Kimigayo instead. And my Japanese writing, this is the first bit that I had ever done, and it's not really important what these words meant to me. Okay, obviously, I'm not going to be talking to people about a journalist in my life in Japanese, more than likely not. But it was getting familiar with the way that you would hold your pen and how it glides across the paper. And then I went actually from the back of the book to the front, so you would see a subtle improvement on my penmanship in the Japanese as I progressed. And I really, really enjoy this language. It looks like a lot of happy fun when you write it. And I've mixed some katakana with some hiragana. So you'll see that if you really understand the Japanese, you'll see some is really rounded and some is really square. But it's also whatever method I used to find this, and it was YouTube. So whatever the channel uploader, the content creator put it in, is how I wrote it. And I did my best to keep everything, some people in Japanese, a native speaker of the language, this word might be, this much space. But for me, I wanted to make sure, I've got it correct because I'm just starting. And that's what's important, is to start right. Because if you start wrong, you will be wrong. And if you study wrong, you're probably going to be wrong for the rest of the time you're doing it. But I'm not too certain about how deep I'd be able to get into the Japanese language without a tutor, because where I live there, I haven't encountered a single native Japanese speaker yet. But if you do, and you enjoy this video, please leave a comment, a like, or whatever, and something in the comment section that maybe I can try to translate off of Google Translate. This is Yakety Thak. Language is free knowledge. Keep talking.